Vance says, hey, gents, can you recommend an extension that will scrape the top 10 Google search results for a keyword? Thank you. Yeah, smshort.link/page rewriter. I don't know, Chris, if you're still available, but if you have that link,
we'll try it.
It's an SM short link. But page rewriter is great for that. That's exactly what that's built to do. Is to scrape the top 10 results for any keyword, and it separates everything by H tags, by SEO title, meta description, H tags, paragraphs, like all of that stuff. So basically it scrapes for the top 10 organic results for any keyword. And you can even set localized search, like, so you can set United States or set it down to a city or whatever. So it'll localize the search results as well if you want. And it pulls in the top 10, and it may even be more than top 10 now, but pulls in the top ranked organic content, and it separates it all by type, right? Again, heading tags, H1s, H2s, all that, paragraphs and everything else. And then you can literally just click each individual paragraph or heading tag or whatever, and it adds it into the editor. And then it's got an AI rewriter in it. So an AI rephrasing tool, essentially. It's not a spinner. There is spinning functionality built into it too, but I don't recommend that. They have an AI rewriter built into it. So once you've developed a piece of content from already ranking content, I call it OPC, right? Other people's content. Once you develop a article from other people's content that's already ranking, so you know Google likes that content, then you obviously go in and edit it to swap out location modifiers, brand names, anything else to make it relevant to your project. And then you add it to the copy it and paste it into the AI rewriter, and then hit rephrase, and it rewrites the whole thing using GPT-3, I believe. But it's really, really great. And it's a great tool for developing content very, very quickly, using other people's content that's already ranking. So you know that Google likes the content, or else it wouldn't be top ranked content, right? And so I like to Frankenstein articles, like mix and match headings and paragraphs that make sense in one piece of content. Then, like I said, in the editor, once all you got to do is just click on it, and it automatically inserts it into the editor. So once I built the structure from other people's content that I want, then I go in and just very quickly edit it to swap out location modifiers with the appropriate locations, brand names, anything like that. And then I just copy it and paste it into the AI rewriter. It's in the same dashboard, and hit rephrase or rewrite. And it just takes about 10, 15, 20 seconds to rewrite the whole thing. And now I've got a well-tuned article, that was ranked off, that was already ranking content for the specific search query that I entered. And it's a very quick way to, I especially like doing that for like link building articles for like tier 1 content. So that's like pasting content or publishing content on like syndication network properties. I'm not talking about syndicated blog posts. I'm talking about going into WordPress, Blogger, Tumblr, etc., and pasting in content that I was able to generate with Page Rewriter very, very quickly, that I can use for link building articles to my money site, right? That's where I was talking about using my tier 1 branded assets to build the target anchors. So links using target anchors, so topic or keyword plus location modifier on my branded tier 1 money or assets that link back to my money site, right? And I like to use Page Rewriter to develop that content. For money site content, I like to use original content, and that's why I train my blogger how to use various tools to develop content. But for like tier 1 branded entity tuned content on tier 1 branded assets, I like to just use Page Rewriter because it just does it so quickly. There is one other deal though. I don't know if they got a deal, but Article Forge 3.0, that I think was just launched in the last week or maybe 2 weeks or something like that. That's also good if you don't, I started I got it right here in my browser. But anyways, I started testing with that, and that's very good too for generating content. Now, I wouldn't use it for money site content unless you like generate an article with Article Forge 3.0, and then after you've generated it, then go back and use something like Surfer SEO or Outranking.io or something like that to tune the content, optimize it. But for tier 1 branded assets, for link building content, I thought Article Forge I just purchased it for a year, the annual deal, specifically because I think it's Page Rewriter is great, but it does take a few minutes for you to go in and, you know, it scrapes the content, and then you got to kind of sift through all of the content that it pulls in and determine which paragraphs make sense and all that kind of stuff. And it's great. Don't get me wrong. It's fantastic, but it does take a little bit more time. Article Forge, you just put in a keyword, some supporting keywords, and you hit go. And about, you know, 3, 4, or 5 minutes later, it spits out quite good articles. They still need to be modified or edited slightly. But I found that, like, for tier 1 content, that's why I picked up the annual deal for Article Forge specifically, was just to help develop some tier 1 content a little bit faster, if that makes sense. But both of those tools are probably my recommendation, my go-to recommendations for developing content. But for money site content, I recommend either developing it in-house or finding a service like what we'll be offering soon, called our SEO Tune content service, because those I found, you know, original articles that have been manually built or developed tend to work better, in my opinion. So anyway, good question, Vance.